Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for showing so much love to my previous video. After I posted the video yesterday, I got a lot of DMs and queries by you guys that how much you like the initiative and whatever your doubts were. So today I'm just doing my first Q&A session with you guys. I'll just take around 15 to 20 questions which are like most asked by you guys, and yeah, let's hope it help you guys, and let's see. So without any delay, just get into the video. So the first question which was mostly asked was like about my background, that what I have done, where I put up, etc., etc. So I am basically from Delhi and I have done my education from the Delhi itself. I did my graduation in political science and international relations from Delhi University, and also did my masters in the same subjects as well. After that, I prepared for UPSC for around 3-4 years. I gave attempts and then I transitioned from UPSC to corporate, and from last 2-3 years I'm working in corporate sector. So that's the basic about me. Second question was that why did you decide to switch from UPSC prep to a corporate career so soon? I think this question has always been asked from me by a lot of you guys. So personally for me, I would say I was always clear that मैं 2-3 साल देने वाली हूँ UPSC को. I'll give my 100% definitely, and उसके बाद अगर नहीं होता है, I won't just waste my most nice years, the career making years in UPSC, तो मैं मूव ऑन कर जाऊँगी. सो आई थिंक दैट वाज अ वेरी बिग रीज़न आई गेव लाइक 2-3 अटेम्प्ट्स with UPSC. I think yeah, 3 attempts in UPSC, and unfortunately I couldn't clear the last stage. So I think that was then when I decided that okay, it's time to move on, and now let's start the another chapter of my life. And yeah, that's how I did it. So that was a very big reason, because I was always clear that इतना ज़्यादा attempts मेरे को नहीं देने हैं. So yep. Let's move on to another question. So the another question is, what challenges did you face during the transition? I think for me, overcoming the mental block of leaving a government oriented career path was a major and major challenge for me, and then adapting to a corporate culture was also the biggest challenge. But once I started exploring, I found many roles which aligned me with me perfectly, and I think the very big reason I have started this channel and I'm helping you guys and just being there for you guys is just like, because when I started this journey, I had no one to just guide me and everything. So I think that was also one of the biggest challenge, that I had no idea about what options I can go for and in what sectors I can make career in, especially coming from a humanities background. It was so tough. So I think those were the major challenges. Another question is, how did you identify the right corporate roles for your background? This is very interesting one. I think I always knew that my interests lie in research and OSINT. OSINT is open source intelligence. So I always knew that I like analyzing stuff into multi-dimensional perspective. So I always knew that I wanted to do something related to this. So I focused on roles in research, OSINT, geopolitical analysis, and LinkedIn was my go-to for job descriptions, networking, and understanding what companies needed. So I just did very specific keyword searches for jobs, and that's how I identify the corporate roles for me. Yeah. So that was the basic. Let's move on to another question. So, do humanities students really have a place in corporate jobs? I think a lot of you guys wonder this, and I really don't understand that why people think that corporate is just for tech savvy guys and we humanities people just can't enter into it. I think that was like a very old philosophy which we used to believe in. So I think absolutely corporate values critical thinking, communication, and analytical skills. So all of which are core strengths of humanities students. So definitely corporate is your go-to place. So don't bother about it. Okay, now another question is, it is very much specific to like what I do right now. So I think most of you might not relate with it, but it has been asked a lot. So that's why I'm taking this question. So the question is, what is OSINT and how relevant is for someone with a UPSC background? Hmm. So basically, for all of you guys who don't know what OSINT is, so OSINT is open source intelligence, which involves gathering and analyzing publicly available information to create actionable insights. So UPSC preparation hones research and data analytical skills, so which makes it a natural fit for you guys. This is like a very wide topic, and if you guys are interested knowing in how I delved into OSINT and where you guys can go and identify that if OSINT is for you or just the basic and how we can use it, just comment down below and I'll make a full-fledged video about that, because otherwise this video will be like really long. So yeah, let's move on to another question. So another question is that how did your UPSC preparation help you in corporate job? I think a lot of you guys wonder this, and I think my ability to analyze complex information, also I was always updated on current affairs, because you know how important current affairs is in UPSC prep. So, and also writing concise reports where I was like crisp and writing line to line, so it gave me a competitive edge in the corporate roles like geopolitical risk analysis, policy research. So I think it was very good, and I just thought that I already have these skills, why not just use it? So that was the basic. Let's move on to another question. What are the some common misconceptions about leaving UPSC prep for a corporate career? I think people often think it's a failure to leave UPSC, right? But I don't think so it is. It's not. It's really not. It's about finding a path that aligns with your strengths and passions. So I think this is the misconceptions that this was my dream and I couldn't attain it and now I am a failure. So I think that's a very bad misconception. Also the misconception that you if you are preparing for UPSC, only plan B you have is like go for other competitive exams, for example SSC, NABARD, RBI, but it's not true. There are like lot of roles in corporate as well which you can just try your hands on. So that's a very big misconception. Moving on to another question. How can someone build a strong LinkedIn profile for this transition? I think I have always told every aspirant I have met and I have helped that please make a good LinkedIn profile. That's gonna be our go-to-go place for finding the job when you're doing this transition. So I think it's like really important. I think I'm not saying that, oh, go make 500 connections within like a month or just keep sending requests to literally everyone, and no, don't do that, but just keep your LinkedIn profile up to date. For example, just write all the information like I did, college from here, I did school from there, I did masters. If you guys have done any internship, just write that I interned here. Also keeping a nice bio, just giving a background that what you can also put that you are preparing for UPSC, so you did this career break and stuff. So yeah, just updating it, putting your information, following people or pages which align with your interest. So I think that's the basic. That's how you can build a strong LinkedIn profile just for the start. Let's dive into another question. So what kind of internship should UPSC aspirants look for in corporate fields? Yeah. So I think look for internships in policy research, think tanks, risk analysis, or market intelligence. These roles build on your existing knowledge base. For example, if I talk about policy research, we are already reading so many policies in our prep, so we already know what's going on and we know how to analyze it from a multidimensional perspective. So I think that's a very good field you guys can go into in case you are looking for a transition. Yeah. Going on to another question. What industries hire people with humanities or UPSC background? I think it's a very similar question like the previous one. I think industries like consulting, they are very much interested in risk management, policy research. I told you why. media, and even tech. I think for the specific roles like content strategy or research, they actively seek candidates with strong analytical and communication skills. So these are the basic industries which hire for the people and look for the people who have a UPSC background. Moving on to another question. Is it necessary to pursue additional certifications or courses? I think nothing is like necessary. It's not a mandatory thing. So not always, but certification in areas like data analysis, risk management, or digital marketing can enhance your profile and help you to stand out. For example, you're just looking for the first internship. So I think you need to show something on your CV, right? That you have some sort of skills. So I think, yeah, it just add kind of a weight to your CV, but I won't say it's like a mandatory that without it you won't be getting anything. Yeah. Looking another question. So it's how important is networking for this transition? So networking is like really crucial. I have always emphasized upon that how much networking plays a good role in it. So it helps you understand industry needs. Definitely, that's the one thing. It helps you to get referrals, and it also helps you to find mentors who can guide you through the process. Because if I talk about myself, when I was making the transition, I literally knew nobody who was doing this. So I think LinkedIn came very handy to me. I connected with people, I talked to them, I found out, oh, this is the options, you can do it. So I think, yeah, networking does play a very good role. Moving on to another question. So, what are some specific corporate roles suitable for UPSC aspirants? I think this is like again a repeated question, but I think roles like geopolitical risk analyst or risk consultant, policy researcher, project manager for say, and content strategist are like great starting points. They're like way a lot more. I think if I just keep talking about the roles, you guys can go into it. Will just the video will become like really long. So I think in case you guys are interested in a video specific for the roles, like all the roles and the companies and what kind of skills you guys need, just comment down below and I'll make a very broad video about that, I promise. Going on to another question. How do you handle the stigma of giving up on UPSC? I think it's been a really tough journey for me in that sense. I think because I think more than anything, more than yourself, it's very difficult to make understand people around you, especially your friends and family who have been cheering for you in all this time, that you know what, now I'm just leaving UPSC and I'm going to do something else. It could be anything. But I think you have that honest, and because you are going through that stress that यूपीएससी नहीं हुआ तो मैं क्या करूँगी या करूँगा, तो आप उस स्ट्रेस से जा रहे हो, तो आई थिंक वो डिसीजन मेकिंग का हक भी आपको होना चाहिए. सो आई वुड जस्ट से दैट if it's getting a lot into your mind, and just sit down with your parents, just sit down with your friends or spouse and just tell them that you know what, मैंने अपना 100% दिया इतने सालों में, and for some reason I'm not able to do it and this is not for me and I just want to move on. So I think that's how you handle it, and there are different coping mechanisms for everyone, but I think it's very important to communicate and let them know that why you are just leaving it, and also letting them know that this was a journey and you have given your best but you couldn't do it. So yeah, let's move on. Another question. What's the best way to prepare for corporate job interviews? I think this question is not very much specific to UPSC. I think it's a very broad question. So I think for interviews, I would say research the company, understand the role, practice already answering the questions. Like, you know, when you look into the webcam, you become like really nervous if it's like, because most of the interviews nowadays happen online. So I think practice that, just open your camera, just practice that answering questions that highlight your transferable skills like research, problem solving, adaptability. So just do that and I think you would be good to go. Right. Another question is like, how do corporate projects differ from government related work? Corporate projects, I would say, are like more result driven and time sensitive. The focus is on delivering actionable insights and measurable outcomes, which is like contrary to the government related work usually. So I think that's the basic one. I think this video is getting like really long, so I think I need to skip few of the questions. But in case you like this video and you like this Q&A, I will make more videos in case you give love to this video. But I think I'll just take one last question, that what's your final message for UPSC aspirants considering a corporate career? I think my final message would be that your journey isn't about quitting, it's about evolving. So the world needs your insights, passion and drive, whether it's in government or the corporate sector. So be bold, explore new avenues and trust that your skills will take you far. If I can do it, you can do it too. So in case you like this video, you like this initiative, just subscribe to my channel, hit that like button, and you can just DM me over LinkedIn. You can just book a session with me, top mat. So in case you like it, I'll see you in another video. Bye bye, take care.